Hi, it's me, Vicki Marie, and here's your scenes at this moment in London, in Manchester, in London, in Westminster. This is what's going on. More sort of congregations, protests by, who are they? I don't know. We'll have to find out later. But I've been watching this. This is a live stream. I can't watch it for long because you're not supposed to live stream another live stream. But I just wanted to show you this is what's happening in London. So after everything that's been going on in Southport, people seem to have forgotten that, three girls are dead. It's all now turned into, it's all about the far right. And they decided it's, a Muslim who's done it and, take Britain back. I mean, the comments in this live stream, not all are anti-police, but, people are just sort of dying for something to happen, aren't they? They've just jumped on this as an excuse. I wish the bloody weather had changed and it'd just start pissing down with rain. That would perhaps put a few of them, send a few of them home. But I just think this is awful. So this is Britain. Probably, if that was Madrid, they'd have the water cannons on them by now. I don't know. But people think, I don't know, what is wrong with people? Now, has all this been caused? Let's just put the sound up. I'll put the sound up. Oh, yeah, it's all kicking off. They've been throwing bottles at the police. Oh, God. So it's all going to go. What are they hoping to do exactly? Now, I'm just wondering, where are they trying to go? What are they trying to achieve by this? Terrifying, isn't it? And, as I said before, not being thinking men who were old enough to know better. Anyway, so this is what's happening in Westminster at the moment. I'll keep an eye on it, but I can't keep on sharing it. If you want to see that live stream, you can see it. It's called Live Streaming of London Town. So if you want to watch that, you can watch it. There's bound to be something happening. I'll keep you posted on it. Anyway, I've got the news on my other telly. Though they're not going into they're not showing that much of this protest. I mean, it's like whenever there's like a bit of a kick-off situation, everyone lifts their phones up and films it. I mean, what's happened to society? Is this like what they do for something to do now? Why don't they go and sort of, I don't know, go to the cinema or go and play football or go and volunteer somewhere and do something constructive? What is that? What are they possibly hoping to achieve here? Anyway, there you go. That's what's happening in London, in Westminster at the moment. And all this, of course, is a result of the horrible events in Southport. This is what it's really about. And we should remember, remember these three little girls? There's somebody was on that live stream, kept trying to put over the chat over and over again. Their names were, Bibi, Alice and Elsie. Kept repeating their names because it's like these little girls have got lost in all this. These horrible people, they're just trying to politicize the deaths of these young girls. And, I've been umming and ahhing because I know I've got quite a few details now about the person who murdered these girls and their family, and that, they're not Muslims. They're not, he's not an immigrant. He was born in Wales. He's lived in Britain all his life. He's a Christian. But it seems to me that there's some mental health issues, and I mean serious mental health issues, a knife obsession, and that's what's behind him. It's nothing to do with religion or migrants or whatever. It's a mental health issue that could have had, it could be anybody, any boy who obviously has some serious mental health issues. And what really should be being talked about here are these three girls and how this could be stopped from ever happening again. How mental health has to be addressed, because this, maybe it couldn't have been stopped. I don't know, but maybe it could. When all the details finally come out, we'll find out if this boy was under any mental health, had been for any mental health issues. If he'd, sorry, let me just take my banner off there. So I haven't even welcomed everyone. So, hi, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Anyway, thank you for being here. So remember, in the chat, be polite to each other. I've made the chat subscriber only. I even thought about making it member only, but I've got a lot of subscribers that are not, don't have to worry about them being nasty to each other or nasty about religions or, say ridiculous things. So I've left it as subscriber only, but I am going to be really strict because this is a very emotive subject. And, if you don't agree with what someone says, just scroll past it. Don't attack them. Don't single them out and say something horrible to them. Just let it go. As long as it's, obviously, don't worry, I won't allow anything too nasty to be, if people are disrespectful. We're trying to spread love, not hate, because all that matters is trying to understand why these three girls are dead, and also make sure it doesn't happen again. So even I think it was Elsie's mum has made a statement. Let's see if I can find that up here. So anyway, so I know who this guy is now. It's been on social media, and I've been torn whether to give his name or to show his photo or to say, and I'm thinking, I don't even know if I'm allowed to, really, because he is a minor, but it is openly on social media. But then I just think people need to know, in a way, who it is, so they stop, blaming people that it's nothing to do with. So the police have got to get a grip on this, I think. I 100% think that the police have got to get a grip on it. And I know maybe it's not up to the police. Maybe it's a judge who has to decide if they can give this boy's name out because he's only 17. But something's got to be done. So the actual mother, imagine that you've lost your child in these horrible circumstances, and you have to come out, or you feel that you have to come out and make a statement. So she said, Elsie's mother, Jenny Stankham, has pleaded for the violence to end on social media. She said, this is the only thing I will write, but please stop the violence in Southport tonight. The police have been nothing but heroic these past 24 hours, and they and we do not need this. And the families of the other two girls who were killed also released statements. Bibi's family said, no words can describe the devastation that's hit our family as we try to deal with the loss of our little girl, Bibi. And Alice's family said, keep smiling and dancing like you love to do, our princess. Like we said to you before, you're always our princess, and no one would change that. So Prime Minister Keir Starmer condemned those who he said, had hijacked a peaceful vigil with violence and thuggery and insulted the community as it grieves. So I'll tell you what, if you're watching my stream tonight and you are English Defence League or any of those type of right wing, if you agree with them, sorry, you're on the wrong channel. I haven't got any, I always try and let people have, their say or whatever, but not about that. No, sorry. What they're doing is disgusting. Hijacking for the deaths of 3 girls for political purposes, for their own agenda. If they cared anything about these girls, they would not do that out of respect. Especially, it only happened on Monday. We're only on Wednesday. By Tuesday night, they were wreaking havoc. They've had to re-tarmac some of the roads that caused that much damage. It wasn't just a protest. They turned up at the mosque in Southport. They've caused so much damage, they've had to re-tarmac some of the roads. They looted the local shop, stole all the alcohol and everything that was worth anything. They're not patriots. They're not, loyal to Britain. They're just thugs. They're thugs and they're looters. They're disgusting. Honest to God, they're the ones for me. Deport them. Send them to Rwanda. Be happy to see them on the plane to Rwanda. Adios, amigo. Don't need your kind of person in Britain, thank you. Anyway, I'm going to say hello to everyone. Now, I may not be able to say hello to other people coming in. I'll just warn you of that now because it'll probably be quite busy on the chat. Hi, Fragaria. Hi, Ocean. Hi, Mello. Hi, Rio. Hi, Knickknacks. Hi, David. Hi, Tina. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Maria. Good morning. Yes, Maria. Hi, Chumba. Hi, Chumba. Hi, Shelley. Oh dear, it's so depressing, all this. So depressing. These people say they're British patriots. Makes you ashamed to be British, honest to God. I wish I was a Muslim, to be honest. I'd be prouder to be a Muslim, I think, at the moment. Anyway, let's not get into that. Now, I'm just going to have a look and see what's going on. So it's just still police standoff and everything at Westminster from what I can see. Though they have pushed away the people with cameras, so there's just a line of police. Let's just have a quick look at before we go into who this guy is. So they pushed the person who's streaming this out. Before he was saying, the police were asking who he was. And he said, he told them he was from YouTube, and he says, all I do is I'm just taking the video. I don't comment on it. I'm just taking the video for people to watch. But you can see that the police have shoved him right out the way there because all the main protesters are right up here, but he can't get a proper, all he can get a view of now is the police. Now, I'm sure the police can think of better ways to spend their Wednesday nights than, imagine they could be on the beat protecting people and not have to do this for these idiots who pretend they're patriots. But of course, they're not patriots. They're not patriots at all. They make me ashamed to be British, to be honest. Okay, so let's have a chat about this. So it's been on it was on social media that the guy who had done this is what's caused a lot of this. It was deliberately fake news on social media that the guy had murdered those 3 little girls who were up in the top corner there. And of course, remember this, that the children are still, there's still, I think, 5 children critical in hospital. So I think some of them are stabilized now. So you're always worried that it might come out with another terrible piece of news. So it was all over the social media. Some fake news channel said it was a migrant, someone who'd come over on a boat last year, was staying at a migrant hotel. People came on my chat and made comments about it, because do you know what? People were so keen to believe that. This is what upsets me a little bit, because, you know, when you read something like that, why do you automatically assume it's true? Why don't you look into it first and try and, you know, find out, is it true? You know, because it was just some person on Twitter saying it. It wasn't official news. It was just, you know, like I say, I could go on Twitter and just say, oh God, did you know that the person that murdered these girls is called such and such and such? You know, I could say anything. And if people want to believe it enough, people were just going, oh my God, is it? I knew it. I knew it'd be a migrant. Oh, and you just knew it, you know, and then circulating it even more. And that's how it just went boom on social media. And nobody was, well, I was, but a lot of people weren't questioning it at all. They were just, oh yeah, it must be because this fake news channel has said it. You know, this is a lesson, hopefully, that some people have learned through this. Don't take everything that Facebook says or Twitter says at face value, or even don't take what I say at face value. I'm just a YouTuber. I'm not the oracle. You know, if I say something, you should think, oh, well, Vicki said that. I mean, hopefully you trust that. I wouldn't say it unless I was pretty sure that it was true. But, you know, you only know that when you get to know me. But in the beginning, it's like, oh, well, you know, Vicki Marie Chat said that, so it must be true. No, don't. You know, do your own research. Look at other things. Find out. It came up with the Jay Slater case. It came up with the Nicola Bulley case. All these cases, it's like people take a pleasure in giving out disinformation. And with this at the moment, I find it really scary, because I think someone or some entity, I don't even know who it is deliberately trying to destabilise Britain. It's a deliberate act. These fake accounts, bot accounts, and what have you, they're deliberately trying to cause trouble. They don't care about the 3 girls who died. They could not give a shit about them. All they care about is causing chaos for their own reasons, for political reasons, or for whatever reason. But they don't care about those girls. Well, Maria, I think I'd quite like to live in Australia. The former convict, yeah, all the convicts got sent to Australia. But I don't know, I think there's a second generation at the moment. What's going on? What's happened to British people? Oh, I'm on the Vino tonight. What's happened to British people? They used to be tolerant. They used to be kind. You know, when did they all become so aggressive and hateful? I don't know when that happened. You know, we used to have a good reputation through the world. We used to have good standing in the world. The British sense of fair play and all this kind of thing has just gone down the toilet now. Just gone down the toilet, I think. Okay, so now what I'm going to tell you about this guy, and I wasn't even going to name him. I'm probably not supposed to name him. I don't know, because he's only 17. In fact, God, I'm scared to name him, because that's probably not something I should do. And I think that's the reason that the police haven't named him. But the thing is, this guy, let me put it this way. I may name him. I haven't made my mind up yet. When I see scenes like those in Westminster, I just wish the police would come out and name him. Say who he is, so that people can leave this bloody narrative behind that he's a Muslim, because he's not a Muslim. He's a 17-year-old kid with a knife obsession, probably got, you know, mental health issues. That's what's caused this. And you know, I'm not accepting his mental health issues as an excuse. Lots of people have got mental health issues. He's obviously got something bad in him. I think part of it is this, you know, the other thing that Britain's got to get a handle on is knife crime. Oh, that was another rumour that circulated from Southport. So a guy was arrested with a knife, and everybody was saying, you know, oh, he was a Muslim with a knife. He wasn't a Muslim. He was one of the bloody English Defence League, but he was dark and he looked, you know, I don't know. He had that dark look about him. Who knows what? He's probably British, Asian, or something like that. He wasn't a Muslim with a knife going off to the mosque. He was one of those patriots. Patriots, how dare they? How dare they call themselves patriots? How dare they commandeer the British flag or the English flag? How dare they commandeer St. George? How dare they commandeer the word patriot? They are the least patriotic. If they were patriotic, they would not want to, you know, sink Britain the way they've sunk Britain. Anyway, so yeah, that was another false rumour, fake news that came out. That was the reason the riots started, because this Muslim guy was arrested with a knife. Another load of rubbish. Don't believe things that you read on Twitter. Wait till they're officially confirmed. You know, and then of course you'll always get some people who say, oh, well, the police are covering it up and they're doing this and doing that. I'm sorry, they're not. So, you know, if you believe that, there's plenty of YouTube channels out there that they'll indulge you in every bit of crap you want to talk, because they get more clicks that way. So, you know, they'll do that. They'll, you know, or maybe they believe it too, but, you know, you're not going to get that here. So, you know, if you believe that it's all a big police cover-up and all that, after what the police did responding to that murder scene of all those kids, and then they had to fight, then they had to face a riot the very next day. If you really believe that the police are covering everything up, then again, you're on the wrong channel. I'm just trying to be honest. You know, if that's your view, that's your view, but you can't express that view on my channel, I'm afraid, because it's inflammatory, it incites violence, and I'm not having that on my channel. So I have decided that completely. I'm just not having it. And you can find a million. I don't know why you'd want to come on my channel and say it, because I'll only say you're talking a load of rubbish. So the best thing you can do is find a channel that agrees with you, to be honest. You know, I wouldn't care if I had 5 subscribers, if as long as those 5 people were, you know, reasonable, proper thinking people. So what am I going to be able to say about him without actually saying his name? Because he is only 17, so it's probably illegal for me to say his name. But anyway, I can say his dad's name. So his father is called Alphonse Ruda Kubana, and he's from Rwanda. He immigrated from Rwanda, and he is a renowned karate black belt in Southport. So it's quite well known as well. Now, where he was, where the wife was, this young laddie also has a brother who is overage. Where they were when it was all going on, I don't know. I don't know that at all. But he has been named as the father of this individual. And now, I want to express caution. It's not been confirmed officially. So, but the person that has come up with this information has done some fact check, and has checked the address, because we had some footage from the address, didn't we, where the police went to search the address where the lad lived, and it's the same place. You know, it's been verified on Google Earth that it's the same address that this guy's supposed to live at. So it seems likely, but not 100%. So again, I just want to put that proviso out, so that you know, till the police come out with it. And I just wish they would. You know, I'm looking at the news. I'm always expecting them to come out with it. I just wish they would come out with it and actually confirm that this is who this guy is. because he is a Christian, he's not a Muslim. And it's saying in this article that a viral, so that post yesterday or the day before, that was incorrectly, I can't share the article because it gives the boy's name, but the viral post that incorrectly identified the suspect as Ali al-Shakati, who was an asylum seeker who allegedly arrived in the UK by boat in 2023. That's what the Twitter post said from the fake news. Everybody jumped on it and believed it and, retweeted it, and it just swept the internet. But Merseyside police swiftly debunked this claim, and they confirmed that the actual suspect, and they did say, they didn't give the name, but they did say he was born in the UK, that he was from Wales. But they said that, and now then the social media idiots then are going, oh, well, it's the police cover-up. They're just covering up who it really is. Anyway, they're not. So apparently the Southport stabbing was committed by someone, the son of karate black belt Alphonse Rudakubana, who he was born in Cardiff, and his family are from Rwanda. So we're going to have a little look at some information about the father. Now, do feel for the, you can't help but feel for the family, can you? Because, at the end of the day, it's not nice to know that your son has done that. Your son has murdered 3 little girls and put, 5 others in critical condition, and also the 2 ladies, the 2 teachers. How do it's hard to cope with the fact that your child's been killed, like the parents of the children that have been killed, but it's also hard to cope with the fact that your son is the person who did it. Your son is the imagine that. Imagine seeing it on the telly and thinking, oh my God, this terrible thing that's happened. Then getting the phone call, or whichever way round it all happened, to say that, yeah, that's your son that's just murdered those or attacked all those little girls. I just can't imagine how that must feel for them as well. Anyway, let's have a look at an article about the father. So apparently, and again, remember, I'm not telling you 100%. It's probably about 95% because it all fits in as well. It's probably about 95% that this is the father of the suspect. But, I have to say, I cannot say it 100%. So this article was in June 2015. And this is Alphonse, who's a member of the West Lancashire Karate Academy. So Alphonse Rudakubana, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, I'm sorry if I'm not, has travelled a long road to achieve his black belt in Shotokan Karate. He began his training in his native Rwanda in 1996, studying sport karate for around 3 years and taking his first belts there before moving to the UK in 2002. Based in Cardiff, Alphonse resumed his karate training in 2002, training with the Welsh Shotokan Karate Union in 3 different clubs and progressing through to brown belt by 2010. Alphonse moved to Southport in 2013, where he continued his training at the West Lancs Karate Academy, moving away from sport karate and taking on the club's more traditional approach. Since his move, he continued to train hard, although found the transition from a sport-orientated association to a Budo-based system. I'm sure any of you out there that know about karate will understand that. It's like foreign language to me. Even more challenging. Despite this, he continued to push himself and travelled all over the UK to benefit from training under the top instructors from the KC Ha Academy. Not completely forgetting his roots, he also took time to represent the West Lancs Academy at the ESA National Cater Championships in Grimsby in 2013. His commitment to karate has seen him recently pass his black belt on a senior course in Grimsby at the same venue where he had previously represented the West Lancs Club in competition. Alfonso was one of only a handful to pass, and the grading panel was impressed with his performance, praising his kumite skills as he cut a swathe through his opponents, using a range of excellent killing, punching and sweeping techniques. It's been a long road for Alfonso, spanning 19 years, 2 continents and 3 countries, but he firmly believes passing his downgrade was one of the greatest achievements of his life. Having experienced training at a number of clubs, Alfonso notes that he could probably have got a black belt much easier, but knows it would not be worth as much. Having attained the high standards set by the club and the ESA, he says he appreciates the real value of a black belt, which will be recognised across the globe. He's now focused on moving forward and training even harder, as he is also very aware that passing a downgrade is merely the start of any martial artist journey, and the real training is just beginning. So here he is in action, and this supposedly is the father of the suspect. So Alfonso gets to where he wants to be after 19 hard years. Just sad, isn't it? Because I don't know what job he does. I don't know what brought them to Southport to live. His son, the perpetrator of these terrible murders, was born in Wales and came, by the time they came to Southport, I think he was about 6 years old or something like that. He's 17 now. So, is it true? I don't know. The guy who, let me see if I can find, I just put I can find the original post, and he does go on. So, gosh, it's difficult for me to show it. It's difficult for me to show it without showing the name of the lad. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you know that the father's name is Alfonso Ruda Cabana, then really it's not that difficult to find out the son's name. Anyway. I'm really torn about it because I don't even know if it's legal for me to give his name. I think, anyway, if you want to look for it yourself, so it's on the Twitter account. If you do, it's called Video Forensics, and he's put on this post: the Southport stabbing was committed by blah de blah de blah, the son of karate black belt Alfonso Ruda Cabana. He was born in Cardiff and his family are from Rwanda. So that's the post that's been put on, and then they give some information about it. Some sort of trying to find where they They did try and fact check it. Can't find it now. So they've shown his Leisure League profile. There's a photo of his brother. I'm going to put some of these on my members section because I feel like it's more private on there. But because, his brother, it seems cruel to show a photo of his brother because his brother hasn't done anything wrong and give his brother's name. It's difficult to know what to say. But one thing I can say, I do know his name. I have got a photo of him. I've got some details about him. And apparently he was obsessed with knives. So I think this is going to be a knife issue and a mental health issue because he was expelled from school apparently for carrying a knife. And he was a little bit upset because, Rwanda, they had a genocide in Rwanda, didn't they, between the Hutsis and the Tutus, was it? And apparently he was known to social services. I expect he was under some sort of watch for mental health. And what's the answer? What is the answer to all this? And there's a picture of him, and I think it was when he was a little bit younger than 17, but not that much younger. He just looks like a normal young lad, sort of. Just where do these problems come from? Do you think he was smoking marijuana? Because marijuana, young, oh God, there's a little video of him as well. Marijuana causes mental health issues in young people. People can say marijuana is harmless. It's not. I know for a fact it isn't from experience. Young minds, if people start smoking marijuana, maybe it's harmless when people are older, but if people start smoking it when they're young, it affects their brain. Affects the development of their brain. It gives you mental health issues. It causes psychosis. I've seen this with my own eyes, and I've been to counsellors and psychologists about this person. Seen it, how it can affect people firsthand, young people. So that's a possibility. Did he start smoking marijuana, or and what I was told by a counsellor was that if somebody had, most people have a mental health issue. Nearly everybody does. But some people, it never comes out properly because they don't take drugs or they don't drink, or all these things are things that can activate. Everyone's got it, like in their head, if you like. Everyone's got a propensity for mental health issues, but sometimes it just puberty can do it. Dramatic event or bereavement, or even just changing school, or any sort of significant event can cause this mental health issue that everybody sort of carries around with them to an extent. There's genetic factors. There's so many different factors to environment. The people that they associate with. There's all these different things that can associate, that can affect your mental health. So just looking at this young lad now, looking at his face, looking at his eyes, and thinking, where did that happen for him? He looks like a happy little lad. Where did his dark thoughts start? We need to try and understand these things and get a handle on knife crime, because knife crime is just out of control in the UK, isn't it now? It feels like that. Yeah, but when I understand what you're saying, Truth, but do you know what? Psychosis is a completely different thing. Unless you've seen it, if you've ever seen anyone with a psychosis, with a psychotic episode, you know that they're not even in this world at that time. They're completely out of it. It's like the devil's possessing them. It literally is. Some people never get. Some people can smoke marijuana every weekend or drink. People can drink. Never affects them in a bad way, does it? And other people can't. There's got to be reasons for that. You know, why can some people take recreational drugs? Some people can even take cocaine and things like that, stronger drugs at the weekend. And then they're, you know, Monday to Friday, they're not even bothered about it. Then other people start on those kind of things. They've got like addictive personalities and they just can't leave it alone. You know, so this is it. Hi, Bertan. You know, yeah, I think personally, that's right. There was this sort of, you know, don't want to blame rap music as well, but you know, there's this, you know, and I love Eminem and that, but when you think of some of the lyrics of their songs, you know, they're not. We never used to have songs like that when in my day, you know, didn't you weren't songs about, you know, punching your girlfriend or you know, taking drugs or robbing places or what, you know, I know I hate to keep harping on about drugs, but I think drugs are the scourge of modern society. And I've quite often thought sometimes, you know, countries have been flooded with drugs deliberately to keep people down, you know, um, to keep people quiet, you know, people get lost in drugs so they don't look round and see, you know, what the terrible government they've got or whatever. You know, it's like drugs are a way that once somebody starts on the road of drugs, like it does keep people quiet. You know, and they say, I don't know. I mean, it needs to be some proper. I need to find some proper statistics and things like that. I'm just really speaking anecdotally and just what I think. I haven't got any statistics to back this up, so I need something. Having said that, did have a student came for classes who used to work for the government for the civil service, and they told me that this is the problem in the UK with drugs. It's a huge problem because they were working on, you know, they're trying to do sort of surveys about it and everything, you know, and drugs for young people taking drugs. You know, you talk about, I came from an era where drugs were just unheard of. I mean, everybody drank too much, but you know, drugs weren't really an issue or a big issue anyway. It weren't a common thing, it was unusual. And it started changing. Actually, it was glue sniffing that became the first. I remember that. I don't know if anybody who's around my age or whatever remembers that, but it just seemed like suddenly all these young people were glue sniffing on council estates and what have you. And they were doing like crazy things, you know, because it was sending them loopy. So it was glue sniffing. And then, of course, it was heroin and things like that. Just I don't know, society just sort of changed. But you know, as I say, I haven't got any figures to back that up, so I need to look up some figures. Hi Yvonne, hi Maggie, hi Jim, hi Tina, hi anyone that I missed coming in. I don't know if I said hello to Mello, but yeah, sometimes when you know, yeah, it's true, Charlie, that guy that was hit with a rock on his head and then also in his button mushroom. Uh, you know, he put his hand to his head and it came away. He had blood on his hand, but he was just sort of reeling, wasn't he? But he didn't really, you know, feel it. But I bet he felt it the next day. He was either drunk or drugged up, or probably a combination of both. You know, but and of course, all the alcohol was stolen from that convenience store. But yeah, they sniffing aerosols and things. Sorry, I'm laughing. I'm not laughing because any of it is funny, because it's definitely not funny. It's definitely not funny. But honestly, if you didn't laugh, you'd cry, I think. What's going on? Let's have a look what's happening in Westminster. Oh. Right, so going back, so remember where we started. I just want to show. So look, see, he looks pissed. This guy, he's out of it. He's a grown man, though. What is he there? A grown man. He should know better. Now, I don't know why they're arresting him there or putting him in handcuffs. Don't know what he's done wrong. But, you know, whatever you think about the police, I'm sure they don't just want to arrest people. It means a lot of paperwork. They've got to take them off. They've got to do this. They've got to do that. Oh, God, the guy's in a bloody in a wheelchair even taking videos. God. It's hello, Riley. Riley's come for a cuddle. I tell you what, thank God for dogs. That's all I can say. Yeah, looks quite quiet at the moment compared to. Oh, all right, Riley. All right. I hope they don't go hurting any of the police dogs again. So those tow rags that were in Southport, they were hurting the police dogs. They hurt 3 police dogs were injured. They just, you know, I don't know. They've got nothing better to do with their time. Could do something constructive, couldn't they? Well, they're all accumulating at Westminster, Jean. All the brain dead zombies that were, you know, they say they're patriots, and you know, they, I don't know, make you ashamed to be British, not proud to be British. So I don't know. They're all accumulated there. I don't know what their protest is. They don't seem to have any banners or anything. I haven't seen any banners. They've got their St. George flags. No, so it's made it now. When we were watching the football recently, I didn't even want to put a flag up, because if you put a flag up, if I put a Union Jack up, or if I put a St. George flag up, or it's like it's got this horrible connotation now for the far right. That really annoys me. They've hijacked our flags as well. Yeah, they injured 3 dogs, Shelley. 3 dogs. They are horrible people. Anyway, so this is what's happening at Westminster. It looks a lot quieter than it did earlier when I first. This is a YouTube channel that's just streaming really. He's not commentating or anything. He's just streaming it. And it just seems to be all these guys hanging around. It seems a lot calmer than it was when I first started watching it. So, and there's less, it looks like there's less people. But I don't know what the aim is of what they're trying to do. You know, if they're trying to march or, you know, don't know. Okay. So, I'm not going to say the young lad's name, but I think it's in. I'm going to put all these pictures and that I've got and videos. I'm going to put them up on the members, because I don't want to put the. You know, I'm not trying to hide them from anyone or anything, but I'm just not sure if I'm even allowed to do it, because the police won't give his name because he's only 17. So if I come out with his name, you know, what's going to happen to me? Don't want my channel taken down, so I've got to be a little bit careful about it. But put it this way, the guy just looks like a normal sort of young lad, but apparently he did have an obsession with knives. and he was expelled from school. Now, this is another thing. I know, a couple of students I've had, young ones, that have had obsessions with knives. They were, I had one student, he was only about 11. He had a collection of knives. And I remember saying to him, well, don't your parents mind about that? Oh, no, my mum bought me one for my birthday, or a big hunting knife or whatever. So, I wouldn't have that in my house. I wouldn't have knives. My son's not perfect, believe me, but one thing he's never really been interested in are knives. A friend of mine once gave him a BB gun. That lasted about a day in the house, and that was in the bin. Because I'm not having my son go, what's going to go around with a BB gun for? What's he going to want a BB gun for? And that can be the start of things, can't it? And, young people, it's hard enough to get them through their adolescent years with all the, issues of bloody drinking, smoking, marijuana, they all go through it, and they all get, getting through the bloody adolescence is really hard work, I think, for them and for you as a parent. It's a nightmare just getting them to school, stopping them going the wrong way in life. Very difficult. So yeah, I'm going to load them up on the members section, but enough to know that it is, I think I'm still showing his dad on those. Poor dad. Oh no, I'm on there. Let's go back to showing the picture of his dad. So this is his father, Alphonse Rudacubana, and this is the father of the perpetrator. God knows how he's feeling now. So my heart goes out to him as well, because he and his wife, I'm presuming he's married, or he was at some point, and also to the guy's brother, because they'll be going through hell as well, won't they? But of course, the most important thing that we have to remember, which I say is how seems to be forgotten, most important thing we have to remember is these three girls. So, it's all about them as far as I'm concerned. And these far-right people just taking all the attention off these girls. It's about the girls that have died. And it's about the victims that are still in hospital and need praying for. And we just hope that they pull through, don't we? Now, something else that I want to talk about before we finish is good old Huw. What about Huw? So more information's coming out about Huw Edwards. So this case that he's pled guilty to today for possessing the images of children, this is not to do with the original case. From of the how old was that lad? Was he 20 or something like that, sending pictures backwards and forwards? It's not to do with that, this case today. This is something that came out when from another case, nothing to do with him. Let's have a look. So Mr. Prissy Saintly Huw Edwards, hang on, let me share this. Yeah, this was another case that came up. So he received 41 illegal images from a convicted paedophile, because this other guy was convicted earlier in the year in April, and he's pleaded to 3 counts of making indecent images of children. Now remember, some of those children were very, very young, and also what they're saying now is they were moved, 2 of them, I think it was 2 or 3, were moving images, moving images. So that just sounds really ominous, doesn't it?
Former BBC presenter Huw Edwards has pleaded guilty to making indecent images of children. Here's what we know about the case. For over a year, Edwards has avoided being seen in public. He returned to the chaos of this court setting. The guilty plea he was about to enter, soon to destroy any remaining credibility from his trusted days in news. One of the BBC's best paid presenters, named only last week as the corporation's third highest earner, despite not having appeared on the channel since July 2023, resigning from his job on medical grounds in April after he made the front pages accused of paying a 17-year-old for indecent images. At the time, police found no evidence of criminal behaviour. He was charged last month with 3 counts of making indecent images between December 2020 and August 2021, receiving messages in an online chat with an adult man on WhatsApp who sent him 377 sexual images, 41 of which were of children. Of the 7 very serious Category A images in Edwards' possession, the court heard how the estimated age of most of the children was between 13 and 15, but one was aged between 7 and 9. The former newsreader pleaded guilty.
7 and 9. Oh, God. I mean, just gets worse, doesn't it, in this case?
But his defence team stressed there's no suggestion that Edwards made or created any images himself and that he didn't save or share any of the images. Released on probation while mental and physical health assessments are carried out, Huw Edwards will return in September to find out if he could even be jailed. His guilty plea raising questions about whether the BBC might have to reinvestigate his behaviour. It is a spectacular fall from grace for their former star, and hard to see how he can ever make a TV comeback.
So yeah, so it turns out that these charges now, they're nothing to do with the original ones, because the original ones, actually, they couldn't find any, there was no criminal. He'd not done anything criminal. This is something else, because he was arrested after the officers seized the phone of a paedophile and found that they participated in a WhatsApp exchange. So this is completely different from the original thing about Huw, because originally it was brought to light, wasn't it, because the mother of the 17-year-old boy had gone to the BBC to complain. The BBC said they'd do something about it, and then she saw him on an awards ceremony accepting an award, and she thought, you know, sod this for a game of soldiers, and off she went to the police then. But before then, she'd not wanted to go to the police. She went to the BBC and they promised they would do something about it. And then she saw a while later him on this award ceremony accept an award, and she could see that nothing had been done about it. So she went to the police. But now it turns out that these new charges, they're nothing to do with that. They've arrested they've arrested a child lover and found messages to Huw Edwards on his phone. And the guy, it did give the name before, it's something Wills, I think his name is. Oh, Alex Williams. So it's now emerged that the Metropolitan Police only began investigating the 62-year-old after officers in South Wales unearthed the discussion in an entirely unrelated probe. And the Met has named the subject of the original investigation as Alex Williams, 25, from Merthyr Tydfil in Wales. What's going on in Wales? So Williams sent Edwards, who is also from Wales, 41 indecent images of children. And as a result of the original investigation, Williams was convicted of 7 offences related to indecent images and prohibited images of children. He's been given a suspended 12-month jail sentence, and he was given that sentence on the 15th of March. So yeah, so it results, it turns out that it's completely unrelated to the original thing. It's nothing to do with that. God, so, you know, I'm sorry, but it's no way that is isolated incidents. Are we supposed to believe that he's just done it twice? with this lad, or well, 25-year-old, and the other guy who's 17. Is that it? He's never done anything else. I mean, you know, that's not likely, is it? Let's be honest. So no wonder. Hi ACW, hi Amy, hi Scott, hi Nanny. Hope I'm not missing. I might have missed someone. Exactly, Scott. Tip of the iceberg. Hi Jojo. So you know, no wonder he's pled guilty, because you know. He's pled guilty because he doesn't want it, you know, all coming out. It's better, just, you know, he's going to just try and keep, it's Riley. Hello, baby. Hello. Hello. Let's see if we can. Just thank God we've got pets to cheer us up. Look, you're so beautiful, aren't you? Riley. Who's that? Yeah. He's pled guilty because he doesn't want it all looking into too much, isn't it? So at the end of the day, that's why he's pled guilty. But I won't be surprised if there is more to come out from this. Yeah, Riley, the star of the show. They only want to see you, really, Riley. Come here. You coming up? Come on, Riley. You've got to get up. You've got to get up. Come on. He's gone all shy now. So they. I think he's definitely a child lover, Huw Edwards, and I've still got that photo of him exposing himself. I'm going to, as I say, I'm going to have to root that out and put it back on. You know, I don't think I've ever recovered from seeing the photo that he'd sent to one of his, you know, I don't know what, you know, these photos leak out, don't they? In more ways than one. I mean, I just had see Huw Edwards like that. It was just like, what? You know, just incredible. These sort of people that you just wouldn't. So this is what I mean. He's not an immigrant, is he? Somebody put that on the, you know, there you go. Huw Edwards, that fine sort of British through and through, you know, not an immigrant. But, oh, dear me. Just, you can't trust anyone these days. Let me think, who do I really like that I'd be absolutely devastated if I found out that they, come on then, come up, if you wouldn't say hello. I'm trying to think who I really like, who I'd be devastated if I found out that they were doing something like that, and that'll probably be the next thing that will happen, because I obviously don't have a very good judge of character, because it seems like everyone I like ends up doing stuff like that. So I thought I used to really like Huw Edwards. Anyway, he's not popular with the Christians now either, is he? Because of course he used to make a big thing about being a Christian, you know, Mr. Perfect. So apparently all these Christian protesters turned up at the court as well. Oh look, they're both there now. We've got Rocky and Riley's having a little wander around. All the Christian protesters turned up to tell him to repent. News to recover. You can't listen to me because I don't live where you live. Well, lucky me. That's all I can say, that I don't live where you live. Oh, you're one of them that thinks the EDL are good, aren't you? Yeah, saw your comment. You were the one that said that believed that fake news that the guy who was caught with a knife was a Muslim, weren't you? You were the one that made that comment on my channel. Of course, it turns out that the guy that was caught with the knife, he was one of the EDL, wasn't he? He was one of the English Defence League. He wasn't a Muslim at all. So you believed all that fake news, and you put in comments on my channel that were just untrue and unfounded. So I'm not being funny, but I really won't miss you at all. So, you know, adios, amiga. You go off, you go and find yourself a channel where someone agrees with your tribe. You know, you go and find that. In fact, I think what I'll do is I think I'll just make it easy for you and block you, because that'll make it easier for you. So let me just, so this lady can't listen to me anymore because I don't live in wherever she lives, but she's the lady. She believed she was the one trying to put fake news on my channel. So adios, nurse to recover, and I'm going to make it easy for you because I'm going to block you, and then you know, adios. Don't need your shite on my channel. Thank you. Thank you, Scott. I feel like I should say tippies or something now. I can't do the things you can do where you have all the things come up when you get tippies or whatever. I don't know how to do that on my channel, but thank you. Thank you. If I could do it, I would do it. But yeah, you know, I am like just sick of it now because like people come on your channel like that lady and, you know, put a load of fake news in my comments. Didn't check it out, just said, oh yeah, it's because, you know, because she's determined it's Muslim, everything's Muslims' fault. She's determined of that, so it doesn't matter what's the truth is. It's just that's what she wants to believe. So she's going to just find whatever news fits in with what she believes. And whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. It's just that's what she believes. So, you know, that's it. But I don't, you know, you just sort of lose patience with it in the end because you know that they can go on. There are loads of YouTube channels that just agree with all that, that we're propagating all that rubbish. So why is she even on my channel? I don't even understand it. You know, why? So I need mods, Amy. I know I've thought about it, but no, I don't always have that many people on my live. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. What was it? Yeah, Ashley Bennyfield. Is that Black Swan case? I haven't been following that, but she's just been found guilty, hasn't? I mean, I say I've not been following it. I see it because it comes up in the channels, you know, that I follow. Obviously, I saw that it came up that I think that's the one you mean, ACW, that she's the Black Swan. She the one that's known as the Black Swan. Yeah, I haven't done anything. Oh, there's quite a few cases because, you know, there's a few cases that I'd like to look at. Hey, Rocky. There's Rocky. There's quite a few cases that, you know, looked at. So before I came on tonight, I was looking at actual immigration figures. So I thought, hang on, you know, I'm talking about these things and I don't really know all the ins and outs of immigration figures and that in the UK. And is it even true that we're swamped with immigrants? I think some areas are. So apparently, so what I just looked at very briefly, London is, you know, one of the, so that I think that's why there's a high percentage of people that are fed up in London, if you like, because there is a high percentage of immigrants settle in London, which I suppose would be like to be expected, really, wouldn't it? Because London is the capital, isn't it? So but yeah, I'd like to look at it properly, you know, with some proper figures and that, instead of just, you know, because, oh, we've got, you know, because we end up talking a lot without the actual facts and figures. So I will do that one day. But yeah. I didn't see the Apple River sentencing. What was it, Mara? What did I thought he'd been said? Oh no, he only been found guilty, but did he get a long sentence? Yeah, because we covered that case, didn't we? The Apple River sentencing. That was an interesting case, wasn't it? But he was found guilty, wasn't it, of murder? So 20 years. Yeah, that he's quite old, that guy, isn't he? Isn't he already in his 60s? Is he already in his 60s? So, well, I will look at that. Thing is, I wish I could be on 24-hour stream because there's always something to talk about. Even as I'm sat here now, I'm thinking, you know, there are a lot of things I don't even touch on, but I would like to get back some true crime cases, historic true crime cases. Like when I say historic, I mean ones that have happened, you know, a while ago, you know, because people are always suggesting cases to me. There's always interesting cases to look at. Because my God, you know, there's always something happening, isn't there? You don't have to bloody, you know, truth is always stranger than fiction. It's just incredible what happens in this world, isn't it, really? There's so much going on at the moment. Yeah. Oh, I thought he was older than that. I thought he was older than that. I don't know why, but it's quite a while ago since I covered it. But so now tomorrow night is member. I will be on a live stream sometime in the day tomorrow. See what comes up. You know, just there's always something going on, or I may do something completely different for a stream tomorrow in the daytime, and then at the night time it's the members live. So yeah. No updates on the dog walker. Yeah, no updates on Samantha Murphy. Her remains haven't been found. Anna Knezevich's remains still haven't been found. No update on Jack O'Sullivan. I mean, there's a load, isn't there? There's a load of cases that we're following, and with no updates. Probably just as well, because I don't know where to fit them in at the moment. Let's have one more look at Westminster. What's going on? Oh, it's a lot quieter now. It's gone a lot quieter, according to this live stream anyway. Oh, thank you, Mello. That's very kind. I don't know who got that. Look, Jim, Mello's just gifted a membership. I don't know if you got it. I don't know who got it. Who got the membership? Thank you, Jim. That's thank you, Mello. That's kind. Jim's always on the sniff for a free membership. Jim, why don't you go mad and buy a membership? It's only $1.99. You know, for the Thursday night membership, it's only $1.99. Oh, did Nanny get it? Oh, that's nice. It's a good job I'd already got rid of that nurse one, that trolley one. Otherwise, she might have got it. Oh, God. Oh, that's good. Nanny L's got it. Good. Well, that's good. It's nice when a regular chatter gets it, isn't it? So. Okay. So let's hope. So, sorry, I never know how to finish off a stream because I could just sort of waffle on for ages. But when I start waffling, then I know it is time to finish the stream. So I'll be back with any updates. Let's all just hope and pray the rest of those kids and the 2 teachers pull through. It's been good news, at least today. There's not been any bad news in that sense. And just bear in mind that this guy that is, you know, this young lad, I mean, he is just a child himself. It's a horrible situation. He is not Muslim. It looks like a mental health issue. He's got a knife obsession, and I don't know what can be done about that. There's got to be, you know, something done about knife crimes, something done about mental health issues. I know that in Lancashire, I know this for a fact because I've got family there and people that have needed it. You've got to wait over a year for an appointment if you've got mental health issues. A year. Well, you'd be dead by then, wouldn't you? You could have done something to yourself, done something to somebody else, you know. So something's got to be done. Now, Keir Starmer did promise to do something about mental health. So I hope he does. Anyway. Night. Hi, Matthew. I didn't see you there. Sneak in there. So thanks very much. All take care. I'll see you really soon. Thank you, Scott, for the tippies and big ups. And I'll see you all really soon in the next video. And until then, may your God go with you. Thank you.